Right now on News 8 at 10, a new champ is crowned. We relive the magic at Deer Run, where the first-time winner cruises into the final round. And golf cart bandits, the whodunit in Port Byron, where 4 carts are driven off by thieves in the middle of the night.
Live from WQAD, this is News 8 at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for News 8 at 10. I'm Luke Clary. Topping our news tonight, a 12-year-old Clinton boy was killed in an off-roading rollover crash. The Jackson County Sheriff's Department says a Chevy Suburban driven by a 15-year-old rolled twice yesterday afternoon, throwing the 12-year-old from the vehicle, pinning him underneath. The driver and 2 other passengers were not hurt. An investigation is ongoing. A group of serial golf cart thieves is roaming the Quad City area, stealing 4 golf carts from Byron Hills in Port Byron this weekend. News 8's Marissa Sulik shares how they're doing this and the trend that golf courses are starting to see.
A whodunit at Byron Hills Golf Club. It took a hit. Golf carts missing in minutes.
It took 10 minutes to get 4 carts.
Co-owner Bruce Sutton says the 4 carts were taken by 2 thieves.
The 4th one getting ready to go.
Who drove them off early Saturday morning.
They're definitely hot wiring, just like a regular car.
And it's not only at Byron Hills.
We have a fence on the road. And
Jeff Timmerman at Country View in Geneseo lost 4 carts to the bandits last month, too.
I mean, we have insurance, but still, you feel violated when things like this happen.
The cart crooks going after the same Yamaha make and model, costing Bruce up to $20,000 to replace the 4 of them, and that's with insurance.
That tells me they're good at what they do.
Take a look at the security footage. 2 thieves strategically taking each cart one by one, driving the same path.
They just go to the last row, last carts, and take them. The way the video looked like, they drove across here.
The trail looping them around to the 9th tee, escaping through this gaping hole in the chain-linked fence.
If this wouldn't have been there, we wouldn't have known.
A local deputy suspects the robbers drove the 4 carts through this cornfield.
We hope they get caught. Eventually they will mess up and get caught, we hope. But in the meantime, it's thousands of dollars gone.
The golf cart thieves left a trail behind, the first clue to cracking the case. In Port Byron, Illinois, Marissa Sulik, WQAD News 8.
Well, this is the second time that Byron Hills has had golf carts stolen. Last fall, 2 other carts were taken, and 4 golf carts were also stolen from Highland Springs and Milan early last month. Several people in the Salvation Army's Rehabilitation Center in Davenport needed to be evacuated after a fire. The fire broke out just after 2 this afternoon. More than 75 residents needed to evacuate. The cause of the fire is still unknown, but officials say it may have started from a pile of donations that caught fire.
Obviously, there's a lot of cardboard boxes and things like that, flammable materials that could catch fire. Not sure what caused it at this point in time, but there was some donations behind the building that did catch fire.
The good news is that nobody was hurt. A hot end of the weekend, so what will we see to start off a new work week? Well, Storm Track 8 meteorologist Andrew Stutzky in the Weather Center with a first check of the forecast. Hi, Andrew.
Good evening, Luke. Certainly a warm day for us, almost borderline hot, especially if you were in that humidity outdoors. It has certainly been cranking up all weekend long, and now we're using some of that heat and humidity to go after some thunderstorms, which have been scattered about the area for much of the afternoon, and now seeing some new development to the south of the Quad Cities this evening. So this is what we're looking at right now, north of Mediapolis and Little York, and almost getting into the Aledo area, where we're going to be looking at some heavy downpours and even some frequent lightning coming out of these storms. They're slowly drifting to the north, but putting down some heavy rainfall in their path. Should these hold together, which it looks like a few of them will, we're going to get very shortly. As we go outside right now, we're at 82 degrees. It still feels like the middle 80s as we have all of the humidity around, and that humidity sticks with us for the rest of the night, and even an early start tomorrow morning. If you're up at 4, we'll still be in the 70s. We've got another shot at more heat and humidity, including the hottest temperatures of the year ahead this week, when you'll want to avoid doing any outdoor work, and when we could see some storms to kind of break this heat coming up.
Thank you, Andrew. ICE raids are anticipated to soon begin in several major American cities, including Chicago. Some immigrants say that they're too afraid to leave their homes, while some protesters took to the streets. Clayton Sandell has our continuing coverage tonight.
Tonight, the threat of immigration raids that kicked off protests around the country have yet to show up in force. It was billed as a major operation by President Trump.
It starts on Sunday, and they're going to take people out, and they're going to bring them back to their countries.
The plan to arrest and deport up to 2,000 undocumented immigrants. But immigration groups and local officials nationwide say they haven't seen it. New York's mayor tweeting no confirmed ICE activity. ICE says it's out there.
We are doing targeted enforcement actions against specific individuals who have had their day in immigration court and have been ordered removed by an immigration judge.
Mayors in some of the targeted cities say the president is playing politics to appeal to his base.
Disrupting families who are just here trying to live their life. That's not who we are or should be as Americans.
This woman, too afraid to show her face, says her husband, living here for 3 decades, was just deported. She's worried she could be next. She says, I take a chair and place it behind the door, or grab something heavy and place that behind the door. Immigration groups worry the real threat could come on Monday, when people have to go back to work or take kids to school, exposing themselves to a possible arrest. Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The top official at Customs and Border Protection this morning defended the planned ICE raids. Acting CBP Commissioner Mark Morgan saying that the point isn't family separation, but rather to target individuals with orders of deportation on top of other criminal charges. Still ahead on News 8, a new champion. How this year's JDC winner was able to pull away from the field to win for the first time. That's coming up next in sports.